The fairground had been closed for 20 years, but every night someone still heard the music. Locals said the carousel played by itself, the same broken lullaby echoing across the empty fields. I never believed the stories until I decided to film them. It was supposed to be a quick urban exploration video, 10 minutes of eerie footage, some jokes for my channel, nothing more. The gate was bent open, rust squealing when I pushed through. My flashlight beam cut through mist. Rides stood like skeletons. The Ferris wheel frozen mid-turn, ticket booth half collapsed, cotton candy stand overgrown with vines. But the carousel stood perfect in the center, paint faded but horses intact, mirrors dull with dust. And faintly, just faintly, the Calliope tune played from somewhere deep inside. My camera shook as I whispered the intro. Day 1, Raven Park Exploration. Locals say it's haunted. My breath fogged. The air smelled of oil and something sweet rotting. I stepped closer. Each horse's eyes glimmered under my light, glass marbles reflecting red. Someone had tied ribbons around their necks, fresh, bright colors. Wind couldn't have done that. I reached to untie one. It was wet, sticky, dark red. My stomach turned. The music stopped. Total silence pressed against my skull. Then the carousel moved, slowly, creaking, one full rotation. I stumbled back, heart hammering. Mechanical pressure, I told the camera. Wind or gravity. But there was no wind. The trees stood still. I climbed onto the platform, boards groaning under weight. Inside, mirrors lined the center pillar. My flashlight flickered. In every reflection, I saw the horses, except one. On that mirror, the horse was gone, leaving an empty pole. A whisper brushed my ear. Ride. I spun around, no one. The carousel jolted, starting to turn faster. Music returned, warped, slowing and speeding like a broken tape. I grabbed a pole to steady myself. The horses moved on their own, heads twitching, eyes rolling upward. One snapped its jaw with a metallic crack. Something dripped from its mouth. My flashlight beam caught movement beyond the platform, small shapes in fog, circling. Children, dozens of them, gray and translucent, barefoot, eyes hollow. They watched, unmoving. I called out, voice breaking, but the carousel drowned me out. The children began to hum along with the tune, off-key, louder each second. I jumped off, camera swinging. The moment my feet hit the ground, the humming stopped. The carousel froze mid-turn. The children were gone. Only fog remained. My video timer showed 3 a.m., though I'd entered just after midnight. I should have left. Instead, greed whispered louder than fear. Viral content, millions of views. I set the camera on tripod facing the carousel, switched to night vision, and waited. Hours crawled. At 3:33, the music started again, faint and far away. The horses rocked gently, though wind was dead. Through the lens, I saw movement, a figure standing behind the mirrors at the center. Tall, thin, wearing an old carnival uniform, red stripes faded. He didn't move like a man. His limbs jerked, puppet-like. He turned his head and faced directly into my camera. My screen glitched, audio filled with static. A child's laughter burst through, then a scream. I ran to grab the camera, but it kept filming on its own. The figure stepped out from behind the mirrors, face hidden under cracked porcelain mask, painted with a smile. He held a brass handle, the crank that powered the ride. His voice echoed, layered like many mouths speaking at once. One more ride. The carousel exploded in light. Bulbs long dead blazed white. Horses lifted off the ground, poles stretching, spinning faster than possible. The air filled with ash and music. I tried to run, but the ground tilted. My shoes sunk into mud that hadn't been there. From the fog came the children again, reaching out, their hands cold as glass. "Stay," they whispered. One tugged at my sleeve. Her arm broke off like porcelain, hollow inside, leaking dust. I screamed, pulling free. My camera slipped, recording sideways as I stumbled toward the exit. The gate was gone. Only endless field, carousel turning in distance. The music slowed, a dying breath of melody. Then silence. I collapsed. When dawn came, the park looked untouched. Carousel still, ribbons dry, no footprints except mine. I grabbed the camera and ran until the road appeared. Back home, I played the footage. At first, it showed nothing unusual, until the end. At 3:33, when the music began, a face appeared in frame behind me. The porcelain mask, smiling, eyes black voids. Frame by frame, it moved closer, though I never noticed in real time. The last second showed me running, and behind, the carousel spinning violently, horses blurred into a ring of flesh and bone. The file corrupted halfway through. My computer froze. When it rebooted, the video was gone. Only one file remained, ride1.mov. I clicked. It showed live feed from my webcam. I wasn't recording. Behind me, faint carousel music played. I turned. Nothing. I unplugged everything, threw laptop in closet. For 3 nights, the sound returned, faint at first, then louder, like it was right outside. Neighbors said they saw light in my yard, rotating, rhythmic. On the 4th night, I looked out window. The carousel stood in the field behind my house, spinning slowly. Children circled it, hand in hand, humming that broken lullaby. In the center stood the masked figure, turning the crank. He lifted his head and looked straight into my camera through glass. Next morning, the carousel was gone. Grass burned in perfect circle. My camera lay on porch. I didn't touch it. But when I walked inside, I noticed something new on my wall. A small wooden horse, freshly painted, eyes glassy red. It smelled like smoke and candy. I tried to throw it away, but it reappeared each morning, closer to my bed. Last night I woke to the creak of metal and soft music echoing from the hallway. The toy was gone. The light pulsed under my door, moving in a slow circle. The tune grew louder, same melody from Raven Park. I reached for phone but froze. A shadow passed across the gap under the door. Hooves. Then a knock, 3 times, gentle. A child's voice whispered, "It's your turn." I don't know how long I'll stay awake. The music never stops now. Sometimes when I close my eyes, I feel motion, gentle swaying, wind and hair, smell of sugar and rust. I open them and the room spins around me, lights flashing red and gold. I think I'm still on the carousel. I think I never left.